This is a reading from RootEd, Chapter 11, Student Resistance. Since behavior management is the primary focus of educators worldwide, there must be a reason for the behavior. Why would children need to be controlled? What are they doing that needs to be controlled? Why would they behave this way? What motivates their behavior? Ironically, these questions are never asked by administrators or educators. There is a blanket assumption that children are inherently bad and that they need to be trained to behave as civilized members of society. This is reinforced with parents so that there is a unified front on this attempt. It is so extreme that pressure to put children in school at younger and younger ages is seen as an achievement and guarantee of success. Parents are willing to pay large sums of money to have their children placed in schools as early as possible. Why would parents be so eager to put their beloved children in the hands of strangers when they are quite young? They have been manipulated to believe that their child will fail in life if they do not receive the best education possible as early as possible. As if there is a ticking time bomb above their child's head that says they are too late if they don't do these things as quickly as possible. Parents become quite competitive over this. It's almost as if getting one's child in a school early is a sign of competitive success. They win. They achieve the goal that was challenged before them. They do not even question why. Children go through separation anxiety because it is unnatural to separate a child from its mother at a young age. It is such a common issue that there are books and numerous resources to help parents expedite the process so that the educators or child care workers can move forward with the tasks at hand with no further disruption. The sooner the child no longer needs the parent, the more convenient for the educator. No one questions what is best for the child, and they certainly don't ask the child what they want. They are irrelevant. Younger and younger children are finding themselves diagnosed with the previously mentioned behavior disorders and recommended prescription drugs to facilitate the educator's efforts with less disruption. No one asks why the child might be disruptive. That child's experience is irrelevant. As the child matures, they find that this way they are always dismissed becomes so aggravating that they begin to cause much bigger problems both at school and at home. Again, no one asks the child why they might feel this way. The child's experience is irrelevant. It must be handled and taken care of so that the adults can continue with their plans for the child. Some children eventually give in and stop arguing. At this juncture, the teachers and parents are pleased and that the child has succumbed to the expectations and no longer questions why or whether it is okay that they are experiencing these things. They just do what they are told and get it done to move on to what they want to do for themselves. Some parents allow the children freedom of choice in that, others do not. Some parents have children so overscheduled that they become psychologically depressed and withdrawn. At this point, the child no longer wants to talk about it because they already know that no one will hear them no matter what they say. They realize their cage. There are parents who are abusive and educators who are abusive. This is another level of issue that plays a role. However, the abuse is always tied to the narcissistic abuse cycle, and thus quite easy to predict and manage when those in charge are aware and can make protections for the child to no longer be subjected to the treatment. However, the system itself also uses the narcissistic abuse cycle to function. So the child may only find themselves removed from the more dangerous version, only to be left within the same cage, but less terrifying. This is easier to accept if the child can accept that it is safe. Most of them do not, therefore they will not trust the adults who attempt to help them. They know that the whole situation is just another layer of the same thing. They know they will not be listened to and will never be given agency over their own experience. Their need to survive will always take precedence over the need to please adults. The more the adults control them, the more the child will become destructive in response to the trauma they feel they cannot escape.